You, your electric rideable device, and your loved ones are at risk, and that's why you need to watch this video. If you think that you and your electric rideable device, like your Onewheel or electric scooter, are covered by your current insurance policies, well, think again. Let's start with some case examples that we can learn from. Case number 1. It's early in the morning and you're getting ready for a family trip. You're packing the electric bike and, let's say, Onewheels into the back of your car. You go back into the house to get the rest of the family, and when you come out, to your surprise, shock, and horror, your electric devices are gone. Your luggage is gone. Everything's been taken. What do? You know that you're well insured, and so you file a claim with your homeowner's insurance. Your homeowner's insurance, while they will replace some of these stolen goods, they will not cover the stolen electric bikes and Onewheels. So what happened here? How can we learn from this? Did you know that loss from the theft of electric vehicles, such as electric unicycles, Onewheels, electric bicycles, electric skateboards, and electric scooters, it's not covered by insurances? Almost all homeowners, renters, auto, and umbrella insurance policies offer little to no coverage for loss of motorized vehicles. Once you put a motor on something, whether it's a gas-powered go-kart or an electric bike or a skateboard, it's now considered a motorized vehicle, and it falls into a very funny area. Homeowners and renters insurance decided a long time ago that they wouldn't insure anything that has a motor in it. They would leave that to auto insurance. Unfortunately, auto insurances decided that they would only insure something that could be registered and licensed. And unfortunately, all these devices that we've talked about are not registered or licensed. So from this first case, we learned that electric rideable devices are expensive. I mean, if you're looking into buying one or if you've purchased one, you know that something like the Onewheel, you can spend $1,800 on a Onewheel, and that's not talking about all the accessories. And then if you buy an electric bike, you can spend $5,000 to $10,000 on a nice electric bike. Electric devices are not cheap, and to lose one due to theft can be devastating, especially if it's your main means of transportation. The thing is, once traditional insurance companies find out that the device that you're putting a claim in because it was stolen had a motor in it, they'll have every right, because of the fine print and all the exclusions, to deny your claim. And trust me, insurance companies are always looking for ways to deny your claim. Besides being expensive, electric rideable devices can go fast and far, and that makes them more susceptible to damage and makes the liability an issue. Let's go to case number 2. In case number 2, you're looking forward to, and you go to a group ride. Everyone's gathering together at a parking lot, and while other people are getting ready, getting their safety gear on, getting their GoPros ready, you decide to get on your Onewheel and take it for a spin. At one point, you do a jump dismount, and while your Onewheel usually deactivates, on this occasion it decides to start ghosting. If you haven't seen my video on ghosting, you should check it out here, but basically it's a runaway Onewheel. And this runaway Onewheel goes straight towards a bunch of cars, slams into a BMW, leaving a big dent. You're shocked, you're terrified, so is the driver of that BMW, and so are the witnesses that are standing by. Electric rideables tend to go fast, they go far, they have complex internal workings inside, and so there's a high potential for a high-speed crash that can cause damage to property. Well, if you're riding a Onewheel that decides to shoot off into traffic and an accident or damage happens, you could be personally liable and face devastating financial liabilities. Forget the fact that the Onewheel may have been destroyed in the crash. Chances are that your insurance will not cover the Onewheel or the damages caused by the crash, and you'll be paying out of pocket to fix that broken BMW. I've seen ghosting of a Onewheel race 40 feet and slam into a building. I've also seen ghosted Onewheels missile right into a concrete barrier before, which stopped it from going into the traffic. Imagine the chaos and the damage and the potential injury that could have happened had that Onewheel gone into the freeway. So what we learned from this is that insurances will not cover damage to properties caused by your electric device. Had you hit a car riding your bicycle, that would be covered by your insurance. But if you hit a car on your electric bike, that will not be covered. So let's go on to the next case, case number 3, which I think is the scariest of all the scenarios. In this case, you are riding your electric bicycle to work. You love to ride to work every day, you commute back and forth, and you love how the electric motor gives you that extra boost so you can zip past the other cyclists on the road. Well, on this particular day, this person is walking their dog and their dog decides to lunge after a squirrel jumping out right in front of you. You try to get out of the way, you try to brake, but you can't quite get out of the way. You end up hitting the dog, you end up hitting the owner, causing significant damage and injury to both of them. You have your helmet on, so you're fine, but both of them end up requiring significant bills from having to go to the hospital, ambulances, let's say surgery to repair broken bones, and the dog has to go to a veterinary and do dog hospital stuff and do that kind of thing. But you know, those are huge things, huge medical bills, not to mention time lost from work, lost wages that you could be liable for, and pain and suffering. This last case number 3, is about liability when someone gets injured. If it's your fault for causing a crash because you're riding too fast in an area that you shouldn't have been going that fast, or you were riding recklessly, then you can be found liable to pay for the injuries that you caused, just like our friend on the e-bike who crashed into this dog and the owner. Being held responsible and liable for the injuries of another person means that you are going to have to pay for the medical bills, pay for the time away from work, possibly pay for pain and suffering. And that is the scariest scenario for me because those bills can add up quickly. I know I've painted 3 pretty grim scenarios, but I think they are real life. In fact, they are real life, taken from real life situations, just changed a little bit. My purpose here isn't to scare you, but it's to inform you. I admit when I did my research, I was getting pretty scared because in all these cases, the individual riding on the electric device, they were left out to dry basically. Electric devices like the Onewheel, electric skateboard, electric scooter, electric unicycle, they're efficient ways to get around. They're a lot of fun and they're great, don't get me wrong, but they carry potential risks. You can do everything in your power to keep yourself safe, but there's a huge gaping hole. Despite the wearing of safety gear, riding conservatively, having health insurance, that gaping hole that no one is aware of is the lack of coverage, insurance coverage. If you lose your device because of theft, or if you're responsible for some sort of crash and injury. So what are your options? I'd say call your existing homeowners or renters insurance and ask if they have a coverage for your electric rideable device in case of theft or liability issues. If they say yes, then I'd say get it in writing. If you can get it in writing, then you are golden. You could live in a place where, in a state or country where they do cover it. You could have an insurance company where they do offer coverage. And so if you do, let me know about it. Let us know about it in the comments below. The next option would be to find a company that will insure your device. There are a couple companies that offer electric bike insurances, and it's to help supplement the gaps between homeowners and auto insurance. An example of this is a company called Markel. Let me look it up here. Markel is a standalone e-bike insurance company. They will offer a policy that insures e-bikes that power assist up to 750 watts with speeds up to 28 miles per hour. So you could look into a company like that for your electric bike. Insuring a device like the Onewheel or electric skateboard, electric scooter, electric unicycle, that's a little more difficult because this technology, these types of devices, they're pretty new and the insurance company has yet to catch up. So rules vary from state to state, from company to company, and I've yet to find a good resource on how I could potentially insure these devices. But what I will say is if there are any experts out there, if you guys know of any experts out there that have a way for us to insure these devices, have them reach out to me. I'd love to hear about it. I'm sorry I don't have a solution at this time. I really did look into it. I did my research. I spoke to insurance agencies. I did a lot of reading, but I couldn't find anything. If anything, now you're more informed, and now we've hopefully gotten rid of that misinformation that people have out there that their renters or homeowners insurance will cover your electric device, because it won't. In most cases, it won't. And again, if you have any information about this, let me know about it in the comments below, and let's try to do a follow-up to this so we can all learn together. Thanks for watching, and as always, make sure to ride responsibly and wear your safety gear.